It seems everywhere you do business these days has a loyalty program. Your favorite restaurant, the gas station where you fill up your car, your grocery store, anywhere you shop, the fast food place on the corner, everyone has a loyalty program. Now, there was a time when hotel and airline loyalty programs existed as a way for the companies running them to show their gratitude to their most loyal customers. They lavished upgrades, perks, verbal recognition, and specialized treatment upon the people who kept them in business, and the love flowed in both directions. These days, some people say of certain airline and hotel programs that they despise their customers. These claims are often made by those who languish in the upper echelons of the loyalty programs without any or many meaningful benefits or fulfilled promises. Even as they continue to show their loyalty to the program seems determined not to repay that loyalty in kind. Now, this may sound cynical, but in my opinion, loyalty programs today have one goal: to get a bigger share of your spending. They want you to be the best customer of theirs you can be. And the perks they give you are calculated not to show their gratitude for past devotion, but to encourage your future spend. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doling out mid to top tier status to everyone with their credit card or a premium card. No, they're giving that status with the hopes or expectations of getting something in return. And really, what can you expect from status these days? Most status programs have a means to buy or spend your way to the top, often with very little or no actual flying or nights spent in a hotel. Just how great can we expect the benefits to be when almost anyone can obtain this status? As the saying goes, when everyone is special, no one is. Now, if you watch this channel regularly, you will know that my wife and I participate in many loyalty programs, and in fact, I'm a fan of them in general. That said, over time, I've come to view loyalty programs and status not as a fast track to free luxury upgrades, but rather as a means to a few useful, but not really extravagant benefits that are well worth taking advantage of. To give you an idea of what I'm talking about here, I'll link our videos about the Marriott Bonvoy program in the description below. We talk about our platinum status and consider going for the higher titanium status in those videos, and discuss at length the benefits we get from our status and the value we place on those benefits. And as just kind of a spoiler, there are no mega suites, no lavish hotel redemptions. But there are upgrades, late checkout, which we find invaluable in our travel, and other benefits. All this is to say that I still find value in loyalty programs, but I do not believe companies continue to operate them as a way of rewarding their best customers. Rather, let's look at what the company gets from giving you those points or miles or stamps or whatever. So, first, it lets them market to you for free. That app you downloaded when you went to that restaurant keeps sending you offers, enticing you with free food, double points, whatever. They don't have to mail you coupons like they used to. You've given them permission to send them right to your phone. Some of you, like me, might be old enough to remember the drawings that used to be all over the mall and at every show you went to, where you'd fill out a card for a chance to win a free vacation or a car or something. Those things are still around, of course, but back then you were giving them permission to send you all kinds of junk mail or even sell your contact information in exchange for a chance at a free car. Companies then and now have always loved it when we give them our permission to try to sell us stuff. Second, you create a profile and track your own use of their product, allowing them to use your behavior to improve their marketing to entice you to buy more. Now, I'm not suggesting that anything nefarious is going on here, but companies spend a lot of money and effort trying to figure out our habits, how often people eat at their restaurant, what the average ticket size is, what they order, etc. And most of us are more than willing to give them that information in exchange for a few points each time we eat, and the carrot dangling in front of us in the form of a distant sandwich. I really don't think this is all bad. Learning your habits helps them find ways to entice you to give them more of your money, which usually means they're doing something right in your eyes. And finally, it's another way to compete for your business without offering a lower price. Some of us, many of us probably, allow these loyalty programs to suck us in. If I'm going to fly, it may as well be on my main airline, the one I'm trying to get status on, right? Even if the ticket costs a little more, it will all be worth it once I've hit gold status and can board earlier and use a different, sometimes slower, line to check in. Make no mistake, this is not a losing proposition for them. If the perceived value of your status and loyalty benefits can outweigh paying more for a similar service, they've done their job. So who is rewarding whom here? It can definitely feel like loyalty programs these days are about us trying to prove our devotion to a particular brand, in hopes it will notice us and give us the recognition we crave, rather than the brand trying to show its appreciation to us for continuing to support it. It almost sounds like a bad relationship. So what do we do? I don't know that I have the answer to that question. We are members of many loyalty programs, and we earn perks from many of them that we value quite a lot. Again, I'll reference our videos on Marriott Bonvoy. We've expressed many times that we're happy with how we're treated as Platinum members, despite the fact that our upgrades are rarely awe-inspiring and the never fast enough pace at which we accrue points for free nights. Our travel is better because of the Bonvoy program, no doubt, but that is largely because most of our travel is international, where Bonvoy status means more. I think that many programs have a sort of sweet spot, a point where the effort required to obtain the status is a fair or even beneficial trade for the perks you get from having that status. For most programs, I would venture to say that this is not the top tier, and for some I'd be willing to bet it is one of the lower tiers. So as an example, each year we fly enough with Delta to earn at least Silver status, which is their lowest tier. It takes very little effort to get, but it gives us free exit row and priority seats in economy and allows us to board a little earlier, which we value. And for those reasons alone, it is 100% worth it for us to make sure we get it every year. We also get an extra check bag with KLM, which we fly pretty often. We don't get major perks, but the quality of life we get from the status makes the trivial effort worthwhile. And when we fly to Japan, we can fly ANA instead of Delta, because the experience on ANA is worth foregoing our loyalty with Delta. In some years, we fly around 50,000 miles total. We have determined that even that amount of flying wouldn't get us what we would consider to be meaningful status with Delta, so we just go for Silver. And this lets us book for price or for a better experience with another airline the rest of the time. This helps forego the frustration of feeling like you're giving everything you have to a loyalty program and getting little in return. And we did a whole video on this subject regarding the Marriott program, and looked at the opportunity cost for us to push for titanium status instead of the platinum status we have. We always try to give specific examples, so do check that video out if you're interested. It will be linked in the description below. I think the best thing you can do is study a loyalty program carefully, look at all the various levels of loyalty, and get an idea of where you would fit in if you were more loyal to the brand. Then compare it to the perks you'd get from each status and decide just how much that's worth to you. So when the time comes to pay a little more for that hotel room that's further from the train station, or the flight that's a little less convenient, you can have a better idea of when it's worth chasing loyalty and when it's worth prioritizing convenience and cost. If you find that sweet spot, I think you can generally have a mutually beneficial relationship with the loyalty program and the brand it represents. As long as your expectations are realistic, some might say low, there is no reason why you can't benefit from the loyalty you give to a brand. Keep an eye out in the future for more videos about airline and hotel statuses and how we approach them. And if you have any thoughts on loyalty in general, or a brand in particular, feel free to leave a comment below. And while you're at it, if you found this helpful, we'd love it if you'd like the video and consider subscribing to the channel to follow along. Thanks for watching.